Well, good morning, good evening, wherever you're watching. This is the ZNT Wrestling Show discussing the Elimination Chamber. My name, of course, is Zach. He is the Cody Crybaby known as Tomas. I fucked up that intro really badly, but yeah, I am the biggest I am the biggest Cody Crybaby there is. But yes, you're right. He is the biggest Braun Breaker mark known to man, Tomas. Here we are. We're talking about Elimination Chamber Perth 2024 because this aired bright and early at 2 o'clock in the morning, Pacific Standard Time from where we are.
Yeah, that was an adventure in itself. I looked at the breakdown of
it wasn't an adventure for me.
It was 2 a.m. for the West Coast, 5 a.m. for the East Coast. Apparently, the Midwest got at like 10 a.m. And then there was some other, like England got at like what, 8 or 9 in the morning? Oh, no, they got it like at 5 o'clock. Well, though Australia got it, of course, at regular time that we usually do.
Yeah.
And that was quite, I remember, how do I even want to start with this? I didn't realize, because, with all these international pay-per-views we've been getting over the past few years, the Saudi Arabia shows happening at 10 a.m. The Puerto Rico show was normal time because it's on our side of the world. The All In AEW, that's starting like at 9 a.m. This has been quite the adventure watching all of these international pay-per-views.
No, All In was like noon because it was in London, right? Because I think London...
We watched that shit like at 10 in the morning.
Did we? Oh, AEW must have started batshit early then, but
yeah.
No, I remember
the pre-show was at 10, and then the main show started at 11.
No, I remember Money in the Bank started at noon last year, but I mean,
that's right. Yeah, that was another one.
As our friend Good Mike Work said, sometimes being up bright and early in the morning is good for us. It makes us grow hair on our chest. It makes us better men.
I remember the last time I did this was for Beast in the East, the Japanese special that WWE ran in 2015.
Forgot about that show.
Regardless, around the same time, but this was a big pay-per-view. This is the last pay-per-view before WrestleMania, so it was a very, very weird night for me. I wanted to be that soldier and watch this thing live because I didn't want to see any spoilers. Also, at the same time, I just wanted to get it out of the way. Funny story, I tried to stay up till 2. I guess I'm becoming an old man because around 11, I was ready to clock out. So I was like, you know what? We're going to take a cat nap. I set my alarm for 2 a.m. I woke up at 1:57, ran to the TV, got it up while I was groggy. I was like, oh, let's do this. Let's fucking do this.
Let's fucking watch Elimination Chamber,
Yeah, so it was interesting. I mean, it felt a little weird just knowing that this is it. This is a pay-per-view. I'm not getting ready in the evening time. I'm not ordering pizza. I'm not having people over. This is just me in the wee hours of the night trying to find out who's going to make their road to WrestleMania. And this was quite the treat for Australia. I am going to say right now, if those Australian reporters don't watch their mouths, WWE's never going to run Perth again because on 2 instances, they had wrestlers doing media and they basically called it Grayson Waller and Austin Theory.
Of all people.
Coincidentally enough. Yeah, of all people, they got put in the hot seat and Waller and Theory, they weren't going to get pushed around. So Australia, you better be careful or WWE's not coming back.
I gained so much more respect for Waller and Theory because of those interviews. So yeah, kudos to them for protecting the business.
The first thing I want to say about this pay-per-view, we've had such a variety of different audiences for these international pay-per-views. We've had Puerto Rico, we've had England, we've had when WWE Saudi Arabia, and you know what? Australia was loud. Australia was hot. I still think Puerto Rico was better than them.
I don't want to sit here and compare because Australia, those fans were rowdy down there, down under, if you will. They definitely brought it, especially as it goes with a certain segment and a certain match that we'll get to. But we did have...
energy definitely was there. I just feel like maybe it was because it was in a stadium. Maybe the sound really got sucked up. And, when you had backlash in an arena, that's when, the sound was very amplified there. But this was cool. I'm liking these international pay-per-views. I'm liking to see what different audiences bring to a professional wrestling show. And this was really no different. This was a solid show.
Yeah, no, I thought it was a really good show, I guess, overall. I don't want to say it's better than Royal Rumble. I didn't have more fun watching this than the Royal Rumble, if I'm being perfectly honest. I mean, the matches, I thought, for the most part, were really good. And we'll touch bases on every single one as we get through them. It's a stadium show, and you only get 4 matches, which is crazy to think about.
Yeah, this segment, but considering 2 of these matches are really big matches. Another thing, I guess you could say, I don't want to say my judgment's a little clouded, but it's really, I had to judge this pay-per-view watching it very quietly while I was half asleep. So if there are details or things that I missed, there were definitely some things that I thought I saw, but then going back and realizing, no, you didn't see that. You were just deliriously tired. So it was fun. Again, it was fun.
You get some serious Mandela effect. I, on the other hand, was a huge wimp, and I slept through it. Don't ask me why, but I just woke up. I don't know why, like around 4 o'clock in the morning, and I actually watched the men's Elimination Chamber match first. But we're actually going to be going, in order of when it aired, live on pay-per-view.
Because you knew there was wrestling on TV.
I did.
In the morning.
I did.
Smell the coffee and watch this fucking pay-per-view. It was really funny to see, like, our buddy Good Mike Work, seeing him do a very late live stream of this. Steven Larson did what they called a very sleepy watch-along of Elimination Chamber. And it was cool. It was like having a little sleepover with our favorite YouTubers and our favorite content creators watching this show. Like, I periodically checked in with Greg, and, it was funny. He was doing pretty well in the beginning, but by the men's chamber, you could see he was like, can this please be over? And, another person we watched, Solomonster, he got to watch it at 5 a.m., but he didn't do his reaction until like around noon-ish. But it was funny just to hear him say things like, okay, guys, some of us are watching this really early in the morning. Can we please pick up the fucking pace?
Yeah.
A certain segment halfway through the show.
There's 4 matches on this show and a big talk show segment, and this show went over 3 hours. Like, that is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. There's 2 Elimination Chamber matches on this card. That I'm willing to give a pass to, but it's like, okay, pick up the pace, guys. It's a 3.5-hour show, and there's only about an hour, 45 minutes worth of wrestling. You could have finished this in 2 hours.
And it's a lot of fluff from WWE. You got to put, look at all this media we did.
You got to put that content on Peacock,
Yeah, look at these unnecessary video packages you have to watch.
Look at these WWE shop merchandise. you know?
Yeah. And then you got you think it'd be a perk having premium Peacock, so you don't have to look at ads, but instead, no, you have to look at very pointless superstar packages. And that's my point. I'm like, okay, gonna go to the bathroom. Okay, gonna grab a snack. Okay, I know I can leave the room and I ain't gonna miss jack shit.
Okay, gonna fast forward. Cool. All right, we're at the match.
Because, with the Roku, or I'm watching this on my PS5, it's so fast forwarding is so sensitive, so I have to press stop, and it's just like, Peacock. Okay, I know we're going on a tangent now, but Peacock.
Yeah.
Why did you get rid of the match chapters? That was probably my favorite feature on the WWE Network. Bless you.
Thank you.
My 2 favorite features on the WWE Network. Number 1, all the pay-per-views were in chronological order. Number 2, the match chapters. Sometimes we want to skip to a specific match, but no, Peacock's all like, nope, you got to slowly fast forward through this, and I hope you have a timestamp. No, it's like, I know Peacock is just, bless you, dabbling into streaming live sports still, but it's like, fuck, I miss the network. It's so much.
Peacock rant over. Get your shit together. Get your match chapters back. But
Elimination. How long has it been? 2 years?
No, longer than that, dude. Longer than
3
that.
years?
It's they started it like Fastlane during the pandemic, I want to say.
Oh, fucking hell. I miss the network.
Yeah, but okay, so we have Elimination Chamber 2024 emanating from Optus Stadium with a alleged crowd of 52,000 plus. It was again, production-wise, WWE is really upping their game since the departure of Kevin Dunne. Loving these camera shots of the Australian sunset as it overlooks the stadium. It was just,
it was a really cool sight.
It's one of those things. One of those things where I would have loved to be there.
And I know this is only the second pay-per-view they've done this, but it's still taking some some getting used to. And again, deliriously tired. Still loving the shots of the wrestlers entering the stadium, whether it's with their family or friends, or they're just checking out the sites. That's really cool. And I think after that, I was like, okay, I'm ready for the first match. And then they said, okay, Women's Chamber is coming up. And then they showed a video package. I'm like, okay, it's a video package hyping up the women. But then they start showing the men. And they show Cody Rhodes. And it took me like a minute into this cold open to be like, oh shit, this is the cold open.
It's the cold open. You get it's the cold open. You get a video package, and then you get an Elimination Chamber match right after that. Yeah, bless Mike Rome's heart. It really sounded to me like, like I am right now. The humidity's really getting to him, and his allergies are probably really acting up. But so excuse my sound for today. But
yeah, that's a really good point I want to bring up. With this opening contest, it's an Elimination Chamber match to determine the #1 contender for Rhea Ripley's Women's World Championship at WrestleMania. You have the man, Becky Lynch, the EST of WWE, Bianca Belair from SmackDown, Naomi from SmackDown, the returning Raquel Rodriguez, and Tiffany Stratton from SmackDown.
And Liv Morgan.
My issue.
Liv
Morgan, thank you.
Yeah.
I don't know why I skimmed over her name. And Liv Morgan. Can you already see my issue with these chamber matches? You have SmackDown people competing for a shot at the Raw Championship.
Yeah, I don't see the issue. It's the road to WrestleMania. I don't
championship.
I don't see the issue. Well, Cody Rhodes is already challenging for it though. So
they have their own championship.
Bayley's already challenging for it.
They have their own championship.
So that automatically disqualifies anybody that's on Cody's or Bayley's brand from challenging for that brand's title.
Tough shit. Yeah. You want to go another tangent? This is a very lazy way that they're doing this every single time. And I mean, if this was like once every 6 months or once a year, it'd be okay with it. But I'm not kidding. Every 2 weeks, both general managers in the ring, and they're just like, oh, we made a deal. SmackDown people can be on Raw. That's fucking lazy. It's fucking lazy.
Well, I mean, I don't know what you want me to tell you, man. It's the road to WrestleMania. So
I'm not saying to say anything. I'm just saying it's fucking lazy. And again, it's a foregone conclusion because I don't see anyone from SmackDown winning a shot at a Raw title. Okay, fine. Let me put it this: 2009, 2010, 2011, 2008. They had chamber matches, and it was just for their brand's championship.
Yeah, because John Cena decided to challenge for the WWE Championship at No Way Out, so they had to decide challengers for both titles in the chamber. That made sense.
2009, chamber matches for both titles for both brands. Brands exclusive. 2010, same thing. So I just see this as very, very, very lazy booking.
Clearly,
I don't get that Triple H is 2 years into this booking job and he can't get the brands right.
So
I'm going to complain about this a hell of a lot more when we get to the second chamber match.
Moral of the story, this is really messing with Tomas's OCD very much. And and this is coming from someone who has severe OCD. I didn't really care all that much, if I'm being honest. I did not really care.
I don't know. It just bugged me. But I'm glad you brought up the humidity thing because Bianca Belair comes out in like a fur coat. And I think it's
that poor girl.
Bianca Belair is the only person brave enough to wear a fur coat out here to the ring because it is hot.
Well, Naomi also. Like, they're going out there. It's like summertime in Australia because they only have 2 seasons. I learned that from Survivor. They have a wet season and a dry season. And I believe they're in their dry season right now. Yeah, so. Yeah,
there was no way in hell WWE was going to run during the wet season. And there were even people online saying, like, please pray it doesn't rain in Australia for this show. And I was like, no, I think WWE already took that into consideration when booking this show.
Old school Survivor fans rise up. But anyway, so up first you have Becky Lynch starting with Naomi, which is a pretty interesting match, 2 baby faces in their own right. I don't think they ever really had one-on-one matches together while Naomi was the champion back in 2017.
I don't think so because in all seriousness, they were always separated by the brands. I feel like Naomi's always been on SmackDown and Becky Lynch has always been on Raw.
Well,
but
I feel like when Naomi was champion, they kept Becky busy with something else. I don't know. It must not have been worthwhile if I don't remember it. But anyway.
Or they just weren't using her at all. You want to talk about the production. This is another instance of little tiny things that they put in there. This one kind of reminded me like, oh, they're kind of building off what they did at Royal Rumble. I did appreciate this little detail, but I just don't understand the point of it. They had all of the chamber participants on the screen and cameras looking inside their pods which was a nice attention to detail. But at the same time, why do we need to see inside their pod?
They did that last year. They did that last year for that infamous spot where Seth Rollins snuck up on Austin Theory.
No,
I remember them doing that.
I'm just talking about, like, you know, how for the Rumble they had like the time allotted for everybody. They had the superstars pictures and they just like had cameras in the pod, which is a nice little feature, but I just don't see.
Well, we'll get to why it's probably necessary when we get to the other chamber match. But Becky and Naomi have a nice little sequence at the start. You know, double cross bodies. They have a nice little pin exchange. Nobody's eliminated at this point. Out at number 3, countdown clock goes, and it's fucking Tiffy time, and she is fucking over. Tiffany like, she is over.
For a second. We haven't talked about her since last year around WrestleMania time for NXT Stand and Deliver.
No,
Tiffany
she was in the Royal Rumble. She was in the Rumble.
I know, but we haven't talked about her trajectory.
Fair enough. Tiffany
Stratton has been on fire in NXT. She won the NXT Women's Championship. She dropped it to Becky Lynch. She has just been the most improved MVP of NXT, going from this green rookie girl that knew nothing about the business to being probably one of the most athletic girls on the roster. She was brought up to SmackDown after the Royal Rumble match. And in Australia, she was over. Where is Tiffany Stratton from? I feel like
I don't even remember. She's from Minnesota. Because I remember you said, like, I only remember that because you said that she trained with Tully Blanchard, who is based out of Minnesota as well, to my knowledge. But dude, here's my thing about Tiffany Stratton. First of all, I think she's the future of this women's division, like, just point blank. I think you're going to be seeing some sort of title on her sooner rather than later. And call this a hunch, I can see Tiffy Time holding the Money in the Bank briefcase for a while too. So she is my early pick to win the women's Money in the Bank contract this year. But
you want to hear another hot take? She looked like a little Charlotte Flair in there. She has the charisma. She has the presentation.
Charlotte has been quoted as being one of her inspirations for wanting to be a wrestler. And do you remember, Tomas, I want to say it was like 3 years ago, something like that, when the old geriatric man in charge wanted to kind of veer away from hiring the independent wrestlers, and the Twitter wrestling community was in such an uproar because he wanted to focus on hiring pure athletes who didn't really have any experience in the business. Let me give you 2 examples as to that strategy actually working. Number 1 is Braun Breaker. Number 2 is Tiffany Stratton. Tiffany Stratton has money written all over her. And she was absolutely, no question about it. I know Becky Lynch won this match, but Tiffany Stratton was the MVP of this contest, I thought. Just because of the bumps she was taking and the moves she was pulling off.
Under different circumstances, if the women's champion was someone different, if she was on the same brand as them, if she wasn't a heel, 100% she could have won this. I do think, despite how well she's been, I do think it's a little too soon to be putting her in a high caliber match at WrestleMania like this. There have been rumors of her maybe working with Bianca Belair. I would love that. I want Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. I'm still sticking to that. You know, I do think there is a spot for Tiffany Stratton on the card, and this was probably this was her biggest test, and she passed with flying colors, and the audience was 100% behind her, and it made it just all that hurt when she got eliminated.
They were so into her, man. Like, everything she did, she got massive, just everybody was so into her. Liv Morgan comes in. She's one of my personal favorites. She mixes it up with Tiffany Stratton. It's like two quintessential wrestling lady blondes in there. Like, Liv Morgan, Tiffany Stratton, you can't really tell which one is which. It's like the Spider-Man meme where they're pointing at each other. Like,
you want to talk about, the character development of Triple H that we really like talking about here. Liv Morgan is on her own little character development right here, her own little arc right now, and that's she came back at the Royal Rumble and she feels like she has something to prove because Rhea Ripley hurt her. Not only did Rhea Ripley hurt her, Rhea Ripley injured her tag team partner, Raquel Rodriguez, as well. So she feels her need to win this chamber match and not only get the women's championship back, but, extract some revenge on Rhea Ripley for not just injuring her, but her tag team partner as well. And these arcs with Liv Morgan have been really good, but I just feel like they never see a finish.
Oh my God. Again, I see money written all over Liv Morgan as well, but I don't know if it's just me. I was texting you earlier while I was watching this. Liv Morgan, it seems to me, is on the trajectory to possibly turn heel. Maybe after WrestleMania. Like, I don't know if, like, like just her mannerisms lately are just, like, a little bit more smug. A little bit more like, oh, yeah, watch me, and she's, like, sauntering down to the ring. Like, it comes off a little more heelish than she usually is.
Yeah,
So,
because you look at her babyface arcs, and I just feel like this is not the time or the place for those arcs to become complete. So she could be on the trajectory of like a Drew McIntyre, because Drew McIntyre was definitely in the same spot as her. Like, he had his arcs, but he was in a time in a place where it wasn't time to put the world championship back on him. Just like right now, it's not Liv Morgan's time to be champion. So maybe a heel turn would do her great, and she could be on the same trajectory as Drew McIntyre. More on that later.
yeah, we'll get to him. So it's at this point, yeah, Liv hits an exploder on the outside to Tiffany Stratton into this fucking steel chain, which looked like it hurt. Yeah, good to see the Elimination Chamber made it to Australia after apparently being held up by a bunch of Paul Burchills on the Suez Canal. But anyway, Naomi hits this blockbuster on Liv Morgan off the top, and Tiffany Stratton pins Naomi out of nowhere. So much for Naomi's big return, and she's eliminated first. Somebody had to be eliminated first, and it had to be Naomi.
I get that.
I don't dig it.
A lot more with the men's match. But
you want to try that again?
Naomi just got back. I don't think it's fair to just automatically ding her as buried. Again, we've said this once, and we'll say it again. Triple H has a method to his madness, and he likes to make us wait. So just because one of our favorites doesn't win the big one right now, you might have to wait. Yeah, it might be a 6 or 7 month wait, but he has a plan for like almost everyone on the roster, and that's good to know. It's comforting. Naomi just got back.
Yeah. Hearing you say that makes it a little bit more comforting. So I'm going to say to all the wrestling fans to piggyback off of that, as you've learned over these past couple years with Hunter in charge, patience is virtue. That's for sure. So out next is Raquel Rodriguez making her return from a pretty they called it an injury. I would say it was more of a unfortunate condition that she was dealing with, like extreme eczema. I want to say it was described as. It looked like she's posted it on her Instagram and all that, and it doesn't look great. And poor girl has to deal with all that. But yeah, no, it's great to see her back and doing her thing, back where she belongs in the ring. She looks like a massive powerhouse in there, just like she usually did. Again,
that's the thing. Raquel Rodriguez, she's another one. She can be a star, but she still has that. She still has the Bobby Lashley syndrome, the 2007 Bobby Lashley syndrome. All she is smiles. She's smiley and muscly. That's it. And that's someone like Triple H. That's another one Triple H needs to focus on. Give her an arc.
We've joked that Raquel Rodriguez's whole gimmick is her shoulder blades. I don't know how much of that is going to be a joke anymore, because that's literally all she is right now, and that's all I remember about Raquel Rodriguez, the character.
It's like 2 years on the main roster, and it's like, okay, she's very comfortable on the main roster. Fucking do something with her.
Yeah.
As much as I love cheering for her, like, I'm kind of tired of the smiley babyface gimmick.
Yeah. No, it's time for a change, but... up next, speaking
of that joke I keep making, she should have been She-Hulk. We'll turn her into a fucking She-Hulk. Please.
Might as well. Just don't make her twerk with what's her guts, Megan Thee Stallion.
Not the MCU She-Hulk.
Yeah, not the MCU She-Hulk. Yeah, that'd be fucking awesome. But in comes Bianca Belair as the final entrant. Apparently, she's a 95 overall on WWE 2K24. Not like I care about overall ratings. Yeah, no, she's a fucking OP character in that game. But
Bianca, I got mad that Tiffany Stratton had like a 68, but I'm like, okay, she just give her time.
She had a 79, dude. She was way higher than that. She was way higher than 68.
She still had a lot lower than like everyone else. I was like, wait, she just got there. She's still
a rookie compared to everybody else. Only 24 years old. Give her time.
Let me talk about Tiffany Stratton a little more. She had my favorite spot in the match where she did a fucking swanton bomb off of the pod, and I'm not gonna lie, my butthole clenched a little when she did that. As much as I love her swanton, as much as I love her moonsault, it was still a little stiff coming down.
Oh my
Like,
God.
It's like she did the Jeff Hardy, the Jeff Hardy arc, but she didn't flip into like the very last second. And I'm like,
Can I ask one of the viewers to put that on a T-shirt? My butthole clenched when that happened. Like, and put Tomas's name under that in a quotation, please.
Yeah, it was.
That'd be awesome.
It was a little gnarly. Even
Yeah.
though I think on the last podcast I praised her swanton bomb because it looks like she's damn near floating in midair. But there's still a couple of times where just like, yeah, don't wait so long on the flip.
She still has the best swanton in the business, at least in my opinion. Opinion.
And she has the prettiest moonsault in the business.
Sorry, EO, but Tiffany Stratton, I think, has you beat. Sorry, Andrade. Sorry, Charlotte. Tiffany's got you beat.
Charlotte Flair's moonsault fucking sucks. She's not even in the same realm.
It sucks now. Yeah, thank you. The crowd is chanting, "This is awesome" at this point. Thankfully there were 3 women on the outside of the padding of the chamber to catch Tiffany doing that moonsault, or the swanton rather. Stratton battles Liv Morgan in the ring. Morgan hits Stratton with an oblivion, and Liv Morgan ruins all these Australian fans' nights by pinning Tiffany Stratton after the oblivion, and she mocks the Tiffy time thing, and I'm like, that's heelish. That is heelish right there. You could turn Liv Morgan. You could definitely turn her.
When the fans are so behind Stratton, I knew it was coming, but it's just like, God damn, in a different universe. Like, Tiffany Stratton's time is coming. Just because she didn't win here doesn't mean she's never going to get a shot ever again at the title. Just, be patient with her. It sucks because making your debut after the Rumble puts you in a very awkward position where, yeah, they could give you WrestleMania plans, but maybe it's better if she just, wait it out a little. It's okay.
When
any major Mania plans, like, it'll be okay.
Maybe you win the Fabulous Moolah Battle Royal if that still exists. But anyway,
no, absolutely not.
Was that a too soon joke? But anyway, yeah, Raquel Rodriguez goes in there, hits a double Tejana bomb on Lynch and Morgan, which is just very fucking impressive. Again, Raquel Rodriguez, not much to her character, but as a specimen and as just in terms of overall strength, man, she's impressive. She is very impressive. But Bianca hits Raquel with a kiss of death, a KOD, and pins her. And now it's down to 3, Lynch, Belair, and Morgan. You could pretty much eliminate Belair out of the equation because she's on SmackDown, right?
Yeah, and I want to talk about Belair for a second. This final sequence happened so fast, and I'm surprised they went this route. So Bianca Belair goes for a kiss of death, and Morgan reverses it into a quick roll-up. I mean, she might as well hold the tights. Now that you talk about this, Morgan is being a little more heelish. She rolls up Belair, pins her, and before Belair can even realize that, Becky Lynch hits the manhandle slam and pins Liv Morgan to win this match and get her shot at WrestleMania for the championship.
Yes.
It was a foregone conclusion. They've been really hyping up Becky Lynch for the past few months. And again, props to Triple H that ever since Becky Lynch came back from her injury, lost the championship, and turned babyface, she has been kept away from the title, and they have kept her busy, whether it's be on NXT, whether it's feuding with Xia Li, whether it's getting ready for the Royal Rumble and the whole Nia Jax arc. They have kept Becky Lynch away from this title to the point where there's no excuses for Becky Lynch not only to get this match, but to be the one to dethrone Rhea Ripley. And even then, I'm not entirely sure she's going to do that. But before we continue on with that, there was a very interesting detail I noticed. Once Bianca Belair got pinned and after the whole match was over, she was in the corner in shambles.
Yeah.
Like, she was clutching her forehead. She was like talking to herself. She was like, you could see the look on her face that was like, the past 3 Manias, I either main evented or I was the women's champion going in. And for the
I just blew my chance. I just blew it.
She has no trajectory going into WrestleMania. And you could see her face going into sheer panic mode.
Yeah.
And this is definitely going to be interesting going into the next couple weeks of SmackDown, where she could be very down on her luck. She maybe will throw in the towel, and then Jade Cargill steps up and says, "Nuh-uh. You are Bianca Belair. You are the EST of WWE. You are one of the reasons why I came to WWE, and I want to face you at WrestleMania. It's going to
Well,
be a glorious build to that. Or Jade
as
Cargill can come in and say, like, your time's over. Your fucking time is over, Little Miss Braids. I'm coming in. I'm the new EST. And that can motivate
yeah.
Bianca Belair to beat her at Mania. So I really did like that detail.
Oh, I really dug that detail also. Bianca's a great storyteller, and we don't deserve
She
Bianca
is.
Belair. But as long as I'm cool with that build with Jade Cargill, as long as Jade does not say the cringe line of, you can't spell WrestleMania without EST.
I mean, you can't.
So come face me. Like, you know she's going to say it, though.
You can't, though.
You can't. Yeah, look at the shirt. Look at the shirt. It says EST right there. So
is she right or is she right?
you
know she's right.
I don't want to admit it, but she's right. But yeah, in terms of Rhea versus Becky, that's easily the biggest match they could have given Rhea at WrestleMania this year. And in terms of who wins that thing, I think it's a coin flip. It really is. Like, you could honestly pick either one, and I'd be totally cool with it. I'd be totally cool with it.
Here's the thing. Becky Lynch completing this arc of, not even this whole year. I'm talking about when she lost the title to Bianca Belair back in 2022, lost the rematch at SummerSlam, was humbled, was injured, came back as a babyface, and this has been her odyssey back to that women's championship. And it doesn't feel that way. And I'm like, of course, they're just circling back to Becky Lynch. They always circle back to her. I will say, I feel like her character has gone through some very weird growing pains, if you ask me. Like, you want to go back to 2018 and the initial heel turn, where she basically became female Stone Cold Steve Austin.
The man.
I'm not going to lie. The whole ride was great. And the whole WrestleMania thing, that was great. The year-long title reign, that was great. But I just feel like after a while, it was like,
okay.
What? Yeah, exactly. Okay. What else can they do with her? Okay, we get it. She's the man. Okay, we get it. She's a little rough and tough little pit bull. Like, okay, we get it. Like, it's a little old, and
we get it.
Sorry, the novelty is kind of worn off.
We get it. It's funny. This beautiful Irish redhead is calling herself the man because nobody can beat her, and it's like going against gender norms, like it's.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. In 2019, like, the novelty was starting to wear off, and it was so one-dimensional.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you also got to remember, like, WWE as a product as a whole in 2019, in hindsight, was growing pretty stale. Aside from Kofi Mania, but that's a whole other story.
You look at it now, and like I said, Triple H has put Becky Lynch on this odyssey back to the top. So now it feels like Becky Lynch needs to win this match. But on the other side of the coin, Rhea Ripley's been almost champion for a year. I feel like it would be obligatory to take the title off her here, but as we learned with like Roman Reigns and with Gunta, there is no.
You don't have to.
She's going to lose this match. No, you really don't have to.
It's
she
like
keep fucking going.
I'm very excited to see it, and I'm very excited to see the direction they decide to go. Whether or not they decide to do a whole trilogy of matches with Rhea and Becky, because I think with how good both those women are, and with how good I think their match is going to be at Mania, and how good I think their matches can be, like, the sky's the limit for those two in that feud. But this chamber match I thought was pretty good. Again, I think it comes down to like what you like in your chamber matches. Like, I personally speaking, I love the storytelling in the chamber matches. And I mean, obviously I'm not going to get blood in chamber matches anymore these days, but like, I love the chamber matches where they really sell the brutality of the structure. This one kind of like was very spot heavy. It was very athletic. If you're into that sort of thing, then this is probably the chamber match for you. I'm going to give this 3.5 stars, though. This was a very fun chamber match. Enjoyed it quite a bit. The result, especially judging from the press conference in Las Vegas, was a foregone conclusion. This match kind of felt like a formality, but it was, it was fun. I enjoyed it for what it was.
Yeah, it was very fun. And if there's one thing I noticed in this chamber match is a kind of a complaint I had in the past. And I feel like this also has to do with, again, Triple H being behind the book. He has the book now. I've always complained that the flow of matches were really just like, oh, they're going to just like, oh, no, they're not. Oh, they're going to do something. Oh, no, they're not. Oh, they're going to, no. They're setting, no. And there was none of that in this match.
Yeah.
Which was very, very, oh, my God, a sigh of relief. I was so tired of that match structure where they would be like, oh, they're going to do a Tower of Doom. No, they're not. Oh, they're going to do a power bomb into the pot. No, they're not. Oh, they're going to. Okay, what are they doing? What the fuck are they doing? And then they'll just like.
What are they setting up?
And they'll both fall. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
This one at least didn't feel as choreographed as some of the other women's chamber matches that we've come across in the past. But
no.
Yeah, I mean, final thoughts on this match?
Yeah, this was great. It was very fun. Again, I only remember as much as I do because I was very tired watching this match. But it was one of the better women's chambers.
Yeah, no, I think so. I don't really think I enjoyed this as much as last year's women's chamber, if I'm being honest, but this was still a very, very solid match, I thought. Tiffany Stratton.
That was the one Oscar won. Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, Tiffany Stratton is over. She's going to be pushed to the moon sooner than you think, but with that said, moving on to some title bout action. You ready for some tag team matches, playa?
Absolutely, I am. It's been 5 minutes since we got one of these on pay-per-view.
Yeah, for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships, Finn Balor and Senor Money in the Bank of the Judgment Day are defending against the New Catch Republic. Who is the New Catch Republic, you may ask? The team of Tyler Bate, who was just called up to the main roster, and the fucking Bruiserweight.
Bruiserweight Pete Dunne!
This whole...
I almost got you there.
This name change made me so fucking happy. Give Pete Dunne what made Pete Dunne who he is. Like, Tyler Bate, is an angel in shining armor coming in and reminding fucking Butch of who he used to be. They have some really funny and kind of endearing vignettes sitting in, British pubs, various diners across the world where Tyler Bate is trying to snap Butch out of that brawling brutes mentality. And they form this bruising tag team, if you will. New Catch Republic is the name of the team. And Judgment Day comes out. And
yeah, real quick, let's talk about how this team came to be, because the last time we haven't really talked about Pete Dunne on pay-per-view. He was in the Brawling Brutes with Ridge Holland. Sheamus has been on the shelf with an injury for quite a while now. But Ridge Holland has kind of been going through this existential crisis where he feels like...
Is that what's wrong with Sheamus? Oh, God. Yeah,
he's been injured this whole time.
I really hope that spinal stenosis isn't acting up again, man. I really hope that's not what it is, but anyway.
Ridge Holland has been going through this existential crisis. He's been in a slump. They can't beat Pretty Deadly. So Ridge Holland kind of snaps on Butch, and he goes back to NXT.
He does.
To kind of figure himself out. So Butch is kind of left on an island all on his own. He recruits Tyler Bate to be his tag team partner on SmackDown against Pretty Deadly. And as you know, Tyler Bate, Pete Dunne, tale as old as time. They feuded for the United Kingdom title. They were on British Strong Style with Trent Seven back in the day. And you said, Bate's trying to snap Butch out of this, and he realizes, I know exactly what you need. So no more hat, no more suspenders. Pete Dunne, the Bruiserweight, is back. They win there's 2 Fatal 4 matches, one on Raw, one on SmackDown. New Catch Republic to beat DIY to get this title match. And here we are now at Elimination Chamber for the tag team titles.
Damn it, we were so close to Johnny Gargano on pay-per-view again. But anyway, no, not to say that New Catch Republic is a bad substitute for DIY at all, because this match ruled. This was a really, really, really hard-hitting and fun tag team match where all 4 guys just beat the crap out of one another.
Oh, yeah, this was really good, but I have one issue with it.
Yeah?
Damian Priest was a little sloppy in this match.
Little bit, huh? Yeah, it wasn't his best night. I don't know if it was jet lag, but
there was a spot where he was supposed to hit the top of the ring post, and his face didn't come near it.
Yeah, he had to stumble into it to trip Finn Balor up on the top, didn't he? Yeah, but
no, I'm not even talking about that spot. There was a spot where they just do a flapjack into the corner and they hit their head on top of the ring post. I saw that in the post is here, and Priest's face is here, and Priest still sold it, so I noticed that. But then, there was that spot where I think Tyler Bate was supposed to give a head scissors into Finn Balor to crotch Priest. No, other way around. Priest was supposed to crotch Balor on the corner, and Balor didn't have enough. No, Priest didn't have enough momentum, and he kind of just whoa, overdid it just to get the spot in. I was just like, Priest, are you okay?
Here's
Monster energy drink or something.
You need a Monster.
Starbucks. You need a vanilla sweet cream cold brew or something.
Says the barista. I don't know what Damian Priest was up to over the weekend in Australia. I don't know if it was jet lag or what, and I don't know why he was sloppy in this match, but let this be rest assured. This does not change our opinion of Senor Money in the Bank at all, because we think he's still, like, got star potential written all over him. Like, he already has.
I think he fucking sucks now. I think they should take away the briefcase from him. I think they should send him back to NXT.
Fuck you! Fuck you!
Like a banana and
they should basically they should give him the light and the dark thing and turn him into the Incredible Hulk again. They should turn him into Festus Priest again.
Yeah, because remember, Damien means devil, which is bad, and Priest means good.
Is heavenly. Is heavenly. Priest is a religious gimmick. Yeah, imagine if Priest came out as Reverend Damien Priest and started asking for donations.
I would start watching rugby. Nothing against rugby.
No, you would start watching cricket. But anyway.
Yeah.
No, Damien Priest is great. Finn Balor, I'm sure, was chomping at the bit to start wrestling some of his fellow British strong style competitors. Him and Pete Dunne should go in there and have like a 30-minute Broadway and just beat the crap out of one another, because I want to see more out of those two. I want to see more out of Finn. I want to see more out of Finn Balor and Tyler Bate, let alone, too.
Oh, like, I thought you were going to say Finn Balor. That's me. I want to see more Finn Balor, period. Is it just me, or has he just been, like, background of the Judgment Day these past few months?
Well, he's stuck in a stable. He's stuck in a stable. He's a tag team champion.
He used to be the leader of the stable.
Now, Rhea Ripley's been the leader this whole time.
Yeah, but now it's like the leader has been, like, Damian Priest, and I'm like, whoa, hold the fuck on. Who was the one that pulled the trigger on Edge in the first place? It was Finn Balor. He deserves all the credit.
No, so it was R-Truth. It was R-Truth actually pulled the trigger. Yeah.
Oh, let's talk about R-Truth for a second.
Yeah, fucking
R-Truth was not this pay-per-view. Why? No. Because he went to Austria.
Motherfucker went to the wrong country. Like, he flew into Austria thinking that's where the Elimination Chamber was. Probably runs into Arnold Schwarzenegger on the way, and he realizes that nobody is at the arena because he went to the wrong country. R-Truth.
You know, R-Truth, you should have realized that when you didn't see any kangaroos, you didn't see any wallabies, you didn't see crocodiles.
He probably thinks that kangaroos live in the Florida swamp, like, for that matter. So
he should have noticed they weren't in Australia when everything wasn't flipped upside down.
I hate you. Yeah, because it's down under.
You know what it was probably like in Australia?
What?
It was very Australian.
I'm gonna ignore you. So Pete Dunne goes in there with Finn Balor and starts doing joint manipulation on him again, and this is why I miss fucking Bruiserweight Pete Dunne so much, because all of his offense looks so fucking painful. And there was a point where Finn Balor was selling a snapped thumb, and it actually looked red, and I'm like, oh my god. It looked like he actually fucking broke his thumb. Like, it's just insane.
Yeah, that reminds me of when somebody was going around backstage asking random wrestlers what's the most painful move, and they ran into Kit Wilson of Pretty Deadly, and he just goes, when Pete Dunne snaps your fingers.
Yeah, obviously.
And you're sure that fucking hurts like shit.
Yeah, no, I'm sure it does. You know what else seems like a painful Pete Dunne maneuver is the bitter end. He hits Finn Balor with a bitter end, and it's a great near fall because that little pissant Dominic Mysterio puts Finn Balor's foot under the bottom rope. Which one was it? Was it Tom or was it Nick? Which one was it? I couldn't tell.
It has to be Nick, because Tom has been locked away in a basement and he doesn't even have access to Facebook. So that's a crime.
Well, the Australian
hashtag free Tom Mysterio.
The crowd was also chanting Tom is a wanker, so I'm pretty sure this was Tom, unless they were mistaking him for Tom, unless they were mistaking Nick for Tom. Yeah,
Dom was very hated in Australia.
Yes, he was.
And I noticed my screen went dark for quite a while. I found out later that WWE cut off the feed because the whole front row was flipping off Dom.
They sure were.
People dream to have. So good on you, Dom. I'm sure Dom was a lot happier doing this than getting his ass fucking handed to him by Brock Lesnar.
Yes. Now give your mullet a trim. It's way too long now, buddy. But anyway,
no, as long as it pisses you off, the longer it gets.
Yeah,
Every time Dominic Mysterio pisses you off, his mullet gets a little bigger.
Dom puts Finn's foot under the bottom rope, and the referee notices that Finn's foot is under the rope. The camera works perfect here because Dominic is like hiding like behind the apron, and he's looking at the camera, and he's like, ha, 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 I got him. And then the camera pans over, and Tyler Bate is just looking down at him, and he's like, he basically tattles on Dominic, and he looks at the ref, and he's like, hey, look at this cheater right here. And the referee looks at Dom, and she's like, you did that? Wee! Dom is out of there, and I love when the referees do that, and the crowd loves when the referees do that too.
So at this point, the match started getting really freaking good. This is like some of the best tag team wrestling I've seen in WWE, and my favorite part about this match is that there were 2 instances where I believed a new Catch Republic was gonna win this match, and I wouldn't have been against that. I would have marked the fuck out, but I know Judgment Day still has they have a trajectory going into WrestleMania, which we will get into in a minute. But
Awesome Truth,
Pete Dunne. I said we will get to that. They take out Damian Priest, and they hit Finn Balor with the Burning Hammer, which is a double Burning Hammer. That kind of surprised me because the Burning Hammer is banned in WWE. This must be a little different because it's a double Burning Hammer, so they have a little more control over it. If you don't know what a Burning Hammer is, it's basically a reverse attitude adjustment, and if you hit that move wrong, you could break someone's neck. So it is a very dangerous move. But like I said, when you have 2 people executing it, it's probably a little easier to control. That's also a very creative name. I love that. That was at the point where I thought NCR was gonna win this match, but Priest breaks up the pin at the very last second. Tyler Bate also performs a very impressive airplane spin.
I wanted him to keep going.
He does that.
I wanted him to keep going. Like, the fact that Tyler Bate is so small and, like, Damian Priest is, like, this close to the canvas and he's getting an airplane spin, like, it's just, I don't know. The airplane spin is just so funny. Yeah?
Tyler Bate and Claudio Castagnoli.
Don't tempt me with a good time. Don't tempt me with a good time. Claudio only has about a year left of his contract, and then he can come back home. But anyway,
he's in Blackpool Combat Club hell right now. So he's going, help.
Come on back, Claudio. Hunter will know how to use you.
I'm stuck in the Blackpool Combat Club.
Help me. Hey, Woods, what color do you want? What color do you want?
Red.
Red. But fucking, I love that guy too. Anyway, so Tyler Bate does that airplane spin. Damian Priest eventually, gets his bearings together, hits a double choke slam off the second rope, and then what happens is I said it just for you, Tomas. So what happens is Pete Dunne is the legal man. Finn Balor hits him with the double foot stomp, the coup de grace, and he pins Pete Dunne. Tomas was about to get really mad at me for not naming Finn Balor's move correctly. The coup de grace.
No, I thought you were going to say the coup de grace, and I would have accepted that because that's a Brian Zane joke.
The coup de grace. So Finn pins Pete, and the Judgment Day retains, presumably to go and defend against the Awesome Truth at WrestleMania, but in any regard, really great tag team contest here. New Catch Republic looked really good in defeat. I don't even care that Pete Dunne took the pin to spite him just getting his name changed, but
I'm going to give this match 4 stars. This was really freaking good. And you know how much of a mark I am for tag team wrestling. And it's really cool to see this new team. And again, this just goes to the point where a lot of people don't know who Tyler Bate is. The general wrestling crowd does not know who he is. He's more of a hardcore UK wrestler guy. He's an NXT guy. He came up to the main roster. And that's like the biggest issue nowadays. WWE is back to having the audience of, we want to see the big stars. We want to see the more established names. So putting Tyler Bate in a tag team, I want to say, you're going to hate that I'm saying this, but this team is already getting more over to an extent of like a DIY. DIY has been on a very slow burn. Dunne and Bate have just they have clicked almost instantaneously. And this was such an excellent match and an excellent showing. Again, I wouldn't have complained if NCR won the tag team titles, but the Judgment Day is the most overact on Monday Night Raw right now. They need a clear path to WrestleMania. and they have one with this awesome truth thing that kind of just fell in their laps. This went from being a one-off joke after Survivor Series to being the feel-good moment of WrestleMania. And I feel like once these tag team titles are off the Judgment Day, Damian Priest can finally cash in that briefcase. And Priest, clock's ticking, buddy.
World heavyweight title.
Ticking.
World heavyweight title. I will accept nothing else from Damian Priest for him to cash in. So
clock's ticking, buddy.
Yeah. He's got until July 1st. July 1st. Yeah. Clock's ticking. Yeah, clock is ticking, but this is what we asked for, right? Long Money in the Bank, cash-ins, long drawn out. We're waiting on the cash-in. So, in any case,
this was great. This was really freaking great.
Great tag team contest here. So with that said, you ready for a talk show? You ready for a talk show? Yeah.
I really didn't have anything in the end.
22 goddamn minutes. This could have been. Yeah.
This was the Grayson Waller effect, starring, what do they call him? The Aussie Icon. Yes, the Aussie Icon. You know why they did this. They're in Australia. They're in Grayson Waller's stomping grounds. Waller very over with the crowd, and you could tell Waller was very happy to be home. He's playing up to the crowd in a very odd babyface-like side to Grayson Waller, which will come into play later when it comes to my theory about him.
Fuck you. Yeah, Austin Theory was in the ring, fresh off of his loss at the house show that I went to last weekend when he lost to Carlito. Austin Theory, fuck you. Austin Theory is standing in the ring introducing his frat boy buddy, Grayson Waller. Can you believe that before he was a superstar, Grayson Waller was a high school history teacher? Can you believe that?
Probably
like the
most charismatic high school teacher you'd ever have.
It's like the Maven Huffman route to get to WWE, minus the Toughen Up and the Matt Striker route, exactly. So Grayson Waller gets in there and he introduces Seth Rollins, who, man, bless his soul, he's been healing a torn meniscus while traveling on the road, just cutting promos, and he is very close to being fully rehabbed and ready to go for Mania, which is just awesome news. But Seth gets in there. Cody Rhodes is introduced.
Oh, I want to talk about Theory just a little more. Theory's on the mic, and he just says, Grayson Waller's his homie, right? So why does he just absolutely trash in Australia by saying, I hate the food here, and I prefer the blooming onion from Outback Steakhouse. This man knows how to get heat.
And he also knows how to get cheap product placement. This show is brought to you by Outback Steakhouse. Could you imagine?
Never had the blooming onion at Outback Steakhouse, but I kind of want one now.
Oh no, the Outback Steakhouse is good shit, man. I really dig that food there. So
I want Outback Steakhouse.
Sorry,
but anywho, that was some cheap feed there.
Sorry to any Australians who might be watching this, but I really like Outback Steakhouse. I really do.
Hey man, that's like going to Mexico and saying you want Taco Bell.
I don't know. They're saying something about Taco Bell.
Easy.
Well,
Listen. Triple H is a lot of things that are bi, but lingual's not one of them.
Yeah, we accept you, Triple H. We accept you. Anyway, Cody Rhodes. I love you, Cody. Making your entrance. Why do you need all this pyro for a talk show? Why do you need all this pyro? Like, save it for WrestleMania.
Again, I'm sure a lot of people on the other side of the world are saying, oh, boo-hoo. But this is when a lot of us over in the States were like, okay, it is almost 4 a.m. Come on, get to the point.
Let's wrap this up. Yeah, and basically the point is Cody Rhodes is, basically he's saying even though he's facing Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, he looks at the camera and he tells The Rock, point blank, my schedule is open. If you want to fight one-on-one, I am down to do so. Which is kind of contradicting the original reports that it was going to be a tag match with Roman and Rock against Cody and Seth. But
you know what, man? I'm going to come out and say this.
Go ahead.
I have a migraine trying to speculate this. I'm trying to speculate what the fuck is happening here. Because it is obvious, it is plain as day that WWE backpedaled. They know they fucked up with this whole Rock, Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes situation. And it's like when you have a small fire going and you try to stamp it out and it just gets bigger. It's like WWE has really, really put themselves in a corner here. And they are just adding layer on top of unnecessary layer on top of unnecessary layer. They got The Rock involved that wanted to wrestle, but we kind of bullied The Rock out of wrestling, so they got to make it up to The Rock. And it's like,
oh, Cody's gonna finish his story. Cody's gonna finish his story right now.
Let's talk about heel Rock. It is fucking awesome that The Rock is heel in 2024 and part of the bloodline.
I love you, Rock. I love you. I always have.
Unnecessary layer on top of unnecessary layer, and now they got Seth Rollins in the mix, and it's just like, how did you guys let it get this bad?
I don't know. I don't know.
Like, at this point, I'm just gonna throw my hands up and be like, whatever they're gonna do is whatever they're gonna do. This has been, again, I have a migraine speculating about this. You got people out there that are saying, oh, they should do Rock, Reigns and Cody night 1, it ends in a disqualification. Then The Rock, it's like, fuck, stop. It did not need to be this complicated.
No.
It fucking sucks.
I just want, as long as it ends up with Cody holding the title at the end of WrestleMania, I'm cool with it. But Rock, like at this point, yeah, just Cody's got to finish the fucking story this time.
Yeah, and now they're saying Cody Rhodes and The Rock are going to face one-on-one. Well, when the fuck are you going to do that? And people are saying night 1 of Mania, and I'm like, I don't fucking want to see that night 1 of Mania. I want Cody Rhodes to focus on the Universal title and nothing but the Universal title. We already know that match is going to be batshit insane because you got Seth Rollins involved. You're going to have Solo Sikoa there. You're going to have Jimmy Uso there. You're going to have The Rock there. You're going to have, people are talking about Goldust jumping the barricade and getting involved. And I'm like, stop.
Yeah.
For the love of God, stop.
Yeah, people are talking about Brandy jumping the barricade, and they're talking about -1 coming in and hitting Rock with a low blow.
I almost made a really bad joke there. I stopped myself.
Good. I kind of
okay, fine. Well, I have a better one. They're talking about Ted DiBiase Jr. breaking out of
no. We're not gonna do that. We're not going to do that. He's in too much trouble. He's in too much trouble.
Hardcore Holly coming back and costing Cody the title to get back at him from Night of Champions 2008.
Ted DiBiase Jr.
Term booking.
Ted DiBiase Jr. be like watching WrestleMania 40 from his prison cell, being like, "It should have been me. It should be me, Kofi." Oh, we're fucking delirious now, but anyway, not really much was accomplished from this segment. Cody hits Austin Theory with a Cody cutter in a suit, which is very impressive. Seth Rollins hits a curb stomp on Austin Theory. Grayson Waller just watches it all go down because Austin Theory kind of trashed Australia, and Austin Theory kind of deserved that. So
considering what happened there, I kind of see a potential Grayson Waller babyface turn in the future. I feel like he has established himself very well in the main roster. He's great as a heel, don't get me wrong, but I feel like with the face turn, he could be very endearing to the crowd. Like, he already got endorsed by Edge. He already has the respect of a legend.
He could be like Elias, like an endearing sort of babyface like Elias was. But
I also want to bring up that when Cody Rhodes said he wanted to fight The Rock, Seth Rollins just comes out of fucking nowhere and puts his hand on his shoulder like he's about to say, "My brother in Christ." Stop.
You're not alone. Yeah. There's no person better suited to be your shield.
Why are they BFFs now?
I don't know.
Rollins BFFs.
Well, it's because Roman Reigns is a heel, so Seth Rollins can't be BFFs with him, and Dean Ambrose is in a whole other universe right now, so Seth can't be BFFs with him either. But anyway, I miss Dean Ambrose. Fucking, could you imagine? Anyway,
the wacky line.
I miss the wacky line. I miss the hot dog cart.
I miss Dirty Deeds.
I miss him sliming Seth Rollins with the Money in the Bank briefcase.
We're pissing off a lot of AEW fans right now.
Yeah, we are. So segment really didn't accomplish much. It was 20 minutes. Cody got a grand entrance for a talk show. He better finish the fucking story. And The Rock, one last thing I'll say on this, and it's kind of off tangent, but I'll end it on a high note here. The Rock turning heel, I think, is fucking amazing. And also because it seems like Cody versus Roman, the feud, has felt like Luke Skywalker versus Darth Vader. Darth Vader has always gotten the edge over Luke. Like, Luke hasn't really known how to conquer his father, if you will. or his daddy, Roman Reigns, acknowledge me, daddy. But The Rock comes in.
Don't ever say that again.
Yeah, so Roman's been the tribal chief, but Dwayne Johnson is High Chief Sayuli. He was deemed High Chief in 2004, an honorary High Chief, but that's someone that wields more power than the tribal chief, man. Like, The Rock is like Palpatine in this storyline, and I fucking dig it.
Yeah.
So,
oh yeah,
yeah. That's all I'll say.
Layer that is not unnecessary. I do like what they're doing there, and I like how there are some aspects of the stories where it's like, oh, we kind of turned this whole thing to shit, but let's see what we can salvage from it. But it's just like, all this fucking speculation of what are they going to do on night one? They should do this match on night one and this match on night two. And then Monster made a very funny joke. They said all of WrestleMania this year should just be some sort of combination of Roman Reigns, The Rock, Cody Rhodes, and Seth Rollins. And when
was the last time you saw Roman Reigns look like such a coward and so helpless?
Oh, probably like 2014. 10 years ago.
Probably. Well, the answer to that question is probably never. Like, Roman Reigns has been this, say what you want about the big dog stuff, and Michael Cole calling him the big dog every time he came out in the late 2010s. But here comes the big dog. But anyway,
the big dog.
Even then,
here's what they could do for Mania. Solid Monster has a point. You could do Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight title. Then you could do Seth Rollins versus The Rock. And then you could do The Rock versus Cody Rhodes. And then you could do Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns. Then you can do Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins. And then you could do Roman Reigns and Roman Reigns and The Rock versus Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. And
you're gonna have a whole Continental Classic at WrestleMania, basically, is what you're saying.
And then you could do the whole Bloodline versus Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso, Seth Rollins, and Sami Zayn. And then you could do Seth Rollins versus Seth Rollins. Imagine that.
Seth Rollins wrestles himself.
That's how fucking stupid you all sound right now with all this speculation. It's just like, stop.
Yeah.
And I know that they ran that stupid promo where it's Rhodes and Rollins and Rock and Reigns. I get that. I wish they never would have did that shit. Because now everyone's like, oh my God,
now everybody's looking. Everybody's just looking for Easter eggs, and they're looking for answers going into WrestleMania. Just enjoy the fucking ride. Enjoy the ride.
Yeah.
So
The Rock said that. The Rock said that himself.
Yeah. So with that said, Seth Rollins does need an opponent at WrestleMania. So let's go ahead and decide that right now. Here we
go. It is an Elimination Chamber match for a shot at the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania 40.
Raw's World Heavyweight title.
Yes.
All right, I had to say that.
The Sinister Scotsman Drew McIntyre versus Bobby Lashley from SmackDown. Kevin Owens from SmackDown. The United States Champion Logan Paul from SmackDown. L.A. Knight, from SmackDown. And the Viper, Randy Orton from SmackDown.
Yeah. I wonder who wins. Here we go. Yes.
Who did these guys beat to get into this chamber? Bobby Lashley beat Bronson Reed.
Yeah. So, from what I read, one of the original plans was Seth Rollins defending the World Heavyweight title against Bronson Reed on this card. How much of a banger would that have been? Bronson Reed would have lost, but at the same time, it's like, that would have been a fucking awesome match. Too bad Seth got hurt, but Bronson Reed, by the way, Bronson Reed, congratulations, just became a father, and that's the reason why he was not on the Elimination Chamber card in front of his fellow countrymen. Our congratulations to you, Big Papa. So, anyway.
Who did Kevin Owens beat? Dom Mysterio.
Yeah.
Who did LA Knight beat? Ivar. Who did Logan Paul beat? The Miz. Who did Randy Orton beat? Sami Zayn.
Yes.
Whole roster of Raw people you could have used. But, okay. I get it, though, because I did look at this card, and I realized if you didn't include these SmackDown people, this would have been a 100% Raw pay-per-view.
It would have. It would have, wouldn't it? Yeah.
But, again, this is for the Raw title.
Yeah.
This is for the Raw title.
I don't see your issue.
It's
like the Rhodes of WrestleMania.
The heavyweight championship was first introduced and they had SmackDown people competing for this when Triple H just fucking said, whatever show Roman Reigns goes to, he will stay there and we will create a new championship exclusive to that brand.
Yeah.
Exclusive to that brand.
Yep.
I will say it one more time. Exclusive to that brand. You know what exclusive means? Exclusive means, like, if you know the Big Mac, you can only get that at McDonald's. Imagine if you can get a Big Mac.
Actually, I got a Big Mac at Carl's Jr. the other day. You know.
Imagine if you got a Whopper at Jack in the Box.
Oh yeah.
If you got a Crunchwrap Supreme at In-N-Out.
No, I've done that before. I've done both those things before.
So, with Drew McIntyre being the only motherfucker from Raw in this match, I wonder who was going to win.
Yeah, especially since especially since a miserable fucking Phil Brooks is not on this card. He's injured again, poor guy. Yeah, no. Hey, you haven't eaten your crow. You haven't eaten your crow yet, have you? You haven't eaten your crow. You need to eat some crow. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, drink your crow. Drink your crow. That is fine.
Okay, this is actually a really good time to bring this up. CM Punk got injured at the Royal Rumble. And you know what? I feel bad for him. I do, because like everybody else in WWE, CM Punk had a story arc. CM Punk had a story arc I was actually really getting into. CM Punk has been on his best goddamn behavior that I've seen from him in years. And that's because I think the WWE is a better suited system for him. This is where he can actually work with mature people and with business people to get his business across. This is where, and I know he wanted this in AEW, this is where he can pass down his wisdom to people who are actually going to listen to him. After you think about it, he did have a point when he got upset with Hangman Page. And he said a very specific quote during the media scrum that makes a lot more sense now. You're sharing a dugout with Barry Bonds, Sammy Sosa, and Mark McGuire, and you're going to say, nah, I don't need to work on my swing.
That's a good point.
A locker room with Sting, with Arn Anderson, with Dean Malenko.
With Terry Funk at one point.
With Terry Funk.
Yeah.
And you're going to say, nah, I don't need advice.
That was, they like 1 year before Terry Funk passed away, and he can't give you any more of that knowledge. So, yeah.
CM Punk goes to WWE, and he has Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez literally sitting crisscross applesauce in front of him, ready to just absorb all of his knowledge like a sponge. And I think that's what CM Punk wanted. CM Punk just needed to be in a better environment. And you know what? I was starting to slowly get on his side.
Yeah.
And considering the promos he was cutting and just the overall arc of, like, you wanted to see what was going to happen next in his story. You wanted to see, Cody Rhodes getting in his face, Drew McIntyre getting in his face.
Yeah.
And you wanted to see, so goddamn, Triple H, you crazy son of a bitch, you did it. You made me care about CM Punk.
He did.
He did it.
He did. I was so looking forward to Rollins and Punk also for the world title. I was color me surprised. I was looking forward to CM Punk winning this chamber match and going on to challenge Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. But Drew McIntyre,
Drew McIntyre is sort of responsible for his injury, not intentionally, obviously. It was.
But in kayfabe, it's all Drew's fault. So what happened is CM Punk took a future shock DDT from Drew McIntyre during the Rumble match, and CM Punk future shock DDT is his finishing maneuver, and CM Punk tore his triceps. Not the same one that he tore before Brawl Out happened, but the other one. And he walks out, tears in his eyes, knowing that he's not going to be main eventing WrestleMania this year when he was definitely going to be. So, with that said, again, what if? Like, if CM Punk never got hurt, does this whole mess with The Rock even happen? Do we need The Rock to come in?
Yeah.
But
here's the thing. This gives us something to look forward to because Drew McIntyre is already planting the seeds for
Oh
this
my
feud.
god.
He is
Drew is the biggest troll of all time. Like, he has these t-shirts made of him at a graveyard, and he's doing this thing to CM Punk's WrestleMania main event tombstone right behind him. And he's like, "Oh, these shirts will feed families. So go ahead and buy the shirt." And he's still like the delusional good guy, you know? Like, he still thinks everything that he's the savior of WrestleMania.
Oh,
you know,
he has the greatest catchphrase in WrestleMania and in wrestling right now. I prayed for this to happen.
Yeah.
I prayed for this to happen.
So
like,
much.
He told CM Punk to his face the night after the Royal Rumble, or 2 nights after the Royal Rumble, "You're in." I prayed for this to happen.
So much more savage than when Santos Escobar said that to Rey Mysterio, huh? Yeah. It was Santos Escobar. Anyway,
It has been 1 month since CM Punk got injured, almost a month. And can you believe I'm counting down the days so he can come back and we can get this feud underway?
CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre this summer is a feud that will feed families. I don't know how well CM Punk's rehabilitation is going right now. My guess, he might be back by SummerSlam. I know we're going off on a big tangent right now, but if we get Punk and Drew in the main event of SummerSlam, probably for the World Heavyweight title, after Drew hot potatoes it with Priest, like, I'm cool with that.
It's honestly, this is a good time to bring it up because it does coincide into the match where I don't think we should jump in. I want to talk about these entrances real quick because, Bobby Lashley makes his way in. Kevin Owens makes his way in. Kevin Owens, by the way, made his way into the arena. They let him have a koala bear for the day. If you don't know Kevin Owens, he is a huge animal guy. He loves panda bears. He loves bears in general. And just that image of him walking into the arena, holding a koala bear like it's his son. You could tell. Owens didn't show it on his face, but
he loves animals.
Reading from ear to ear.
Yeah, I think he even had even a little koala cartoon on his fight shorts too. I don't know if you noticed that, but yeah, that was really cool. Animals. He does. So Drew. Go ahead.
Logan Paul makes his way to the ring, and he goes to Kevin Owens' pod, and Kevin Owens just starts headbutting the fuck out of his pod. And again, foreshadowing to this, Logan Paul looks at Owens, and he just goes. He looks at the camera, and he goes.
I hate how much I was laughing at Logan Paul in this match.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Okay. We'll get to that when he comes out. But Drew McIntyre starts off with LA Knight. TNA wins again. Drew Galloway and Eli Drake starting off an Elimination Chamber match. Who would have thunk it in 2024?
Are you sure crazy. It wasn't for the grand title?
Are you sure it wasn't for the King of the Mountain title?
Are you sure Drew McIntyre? Drew Galloway wasn't working with Moose? Moose! Also, it did not help that Moose! I was coming home from work and I go, oh, fuck, TNA No Surrender is on tonight. So I watched No Surrender. I was like, well, there goes my nap. I watched 2 pay-per-views in the span of like 12 hours.
Mustafa Ali, congratulations on winning the X Division title. Moose! Anyway.
Ali and Saban had. But anywho, back to WWE Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, so Drew Galloway and LA Knight are wrestling like it's Slammiversary 2015 and TNA's going out of business. In comes Kevin Owens, the koala bear enthusiast, and the first thing he does is go over to LA Knight and he hits him with a choke slam. It's not a part of Kevin Owens' repertoire, but Michael Cole alluded to this on commentary that over the weekend in Australia, Kevin Owens did a Make-A-Wish with a kid, and the kid asked him point blank, can you hit a choke slam in that chamber? And Owens said, done. And sure enough, sure as hell, Owen Hart, what the fuck am I saying? I'm delirious. Kevin Owens, he's
Owen Hart was like one of Kevin Owens' favorite wrestlers. So.
Yeah, well, he got his name from Owen Hart. He grabs LA Knight for a choke slam, and I'm like, he's gonna hit a choke slam? Why is he gonna get a choke slam? And then Michael Cole explained that, and I'm like, Kevin Owens is like one of the nicest souls in the business, and we don't fucking deserve him. So,
well, even if Kevin Owens didn't have a reason for doing it, you're talking about the same guy that just randomly started doing the Stone Cold Stunner. Kevin Owens can do whatever the fuck he wants.
Yes.
You know what? Let's start talking about this. So much crow to eat. So much crow to eat in 1 year. It pains me. it really pains me to my soul that I have to sit here and admit that Logan Paul had me in fucking stitches during this match.
Oh, do we want to talk about it now, or do we want to wait until his entrance?
Because he's still in his pod.
Yes.
So, like I said, they have these shots of the cameras going through the pods. Also, when they go over to Logan, when like Kevin Owens is fucking with him or LA Knight's fucking with him, Logan first breathes on the glass and he starts drawing on it, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Wow, why has nobody thought about drawing on the plexiglass before?
Yeah,
like
apparently he did, because they showed these shots of the wrestlers and Logan Paul is turned to the side and he's drawing on the plexiglass, and I'm like,
what the fuck is he drawing?
Are we inconveniencing you? Are you bored? Do you want to be here, sir?
No, I think Logan was telling one of the referees outside that he's like, all right, I'm gonna be here a while, so I need something to do to pass the time.
No,
I need something to do
a marker in his trunks.
He did. He had a marker in his trunks. He has like one of those big heavy duty Sharpies, and he starts drawing like the S, like the gangster sign that you see on all those bathroom stall walls. And I'm like, are we in fucking middle school right now? Like,
I am just. He drew the S. At least I think he did, because I saw something that resembled it. I may have been going crazy. Again, I am going off of 2 hours of sleep. And I was like, did he also, he drew devil horns?
Yeah.
I mean, not his piece de resistance that we will talk about when we get to his entrance.
I mean, not to be confused with Adam Cole. You know, that was probably his Adam Cole tribute. You know, he was drawing devil horns on the thing. So,
I'm not talking about that gimmick. But I'm just like, again, I'm sitting there and I'm thinking to myself, I am deliriously tired because Logan Paul is cracking me the fuck up right now.
Yeah. He could have been drawing dicks on the plexiglass for all you know. Like, but thankfully,
can
PG
Logan Paul be like this all the time, please? And then maybe I won't hate his guts as much.
Thankfully, PG product, he knows better than to draw dicks on the pod wall. But anyway, in comes Bobby Lashley. It's been a while since we've talked about him in depth, haven't we? He is the new.
He's been doing jack shit on SmackDown.
I haven't talked about him since what? Fastlane? And they turned him and the Street Profits back into baby faces for some reason? Like, they were feuding with the LWO. Things were going great. Carlito came back. You know, it was a really fun match. It was a fun surprise. And now they're back to being baby faces.
And then Karrion Kross happened.
Yep.
Just like Karrion Kross happens to everybody.
Yep. Karrion Kross
even happened to Jey Uso. No yeet.
No, you mean Jimmy Uso. No yeet.
No.
So,
every single person that Karrion Kross interacts with, something happens to them. And you know what? He said no yeet. I have a feeling there's going to be no more yeet.
If that happens, I will be the saddest man in the world. But
Karrion Kross.
Yeah, Karrion Kross and the Authors of Pain, the Final Testament, get together. Lashley's elbow is heavily taped. And again, give Bobby Lashley fucking credit where it's due. Only I believe his second Elimination Chamber match after the god-awful Extreme Elimination Chamber match, which sadly
they referenced.
Yeah, they did reference the Extreme Elimination Chamber, didn't they? We'll get to that in due time. So Lashley cannot lock in the full Nelson or the full Lashley. You know, like he can't lock it in because, you know, his arms hurt and he can't, you know, clasp the hands. He's not. So
he did not get Chris Masters' permission to do the move before the match. So
God,
it kind of soft him out of it.
This is why I liked this match more, just because the selling and the storytelling from everybody I thought was really, really, really freaking great. So Lashley goes in there. He looks like a monster. He has an exchange with Drew McIntyre, which is throwback to the pandemic days of WWE. Like, wow. Good Lord.
Did you ever think in a few years after that the roles would have been reversed?
No, I didn't.
Lashley is the babyface and Drew McIntyre's the heel.
Did not think Drew would have ever been a heel after like what he did during the pandemic. But in comes Randy Orton again, billed at 275 pounds. I can't believe I'm saying that. Randy Orton is enormous. Goes in there like, no, he's bigger than Lashley. Like, I never thought I would say that. Randy Orton is bigger than Bobby Lashley. Like,
yeah,
it's
that is
scary. Scary.
Very scary.
I don't know what Randy Orton was up to aside from double fusion back surgery, but it involves spending 16 hours in the gym every day and drinking nothing but protein shakes. You know,
you get bored. You're not doing anything for 2 years.
Randy, what is your secret? I want to know. Because you're a monster.
Him and AJ Styles just got together and they ate a bunch of cows, like just full cows, and yeah.
No, see, they drank egg yolks out of a cup over and over again.
Oh, yeah.
No, that had to have been it.
You see why in my wrestler casting of Beauty and the Beast, I cast AJ Styles as Gaston?
No, I don't see that. I don't see that at all.
You watching?
You're wrong. You're wrong.
Please don't ask.
You're fucking wrong.
I am very weird.
Anyway, Randy Orton, this is, again, perfect storytelling here. He hits his draping DDT on the padded floor of the Elimination Chamber to Kevin Owens, I believe. And he lands right on the bum back. And the announcers are like, Randy Orton is favoring his back. This doesn't look good. You know, like, Randy Orton, this is why he is one of the most elite storytellers. Because I was watching this and I bought it hook, line, and sinker. I thought he was so fucking done. But Randy Orton did. Yeah, no, he was just selling it. No, it's just fantastic. Now, if this were the old Elimination Chamber, which is a lot more brutal than this new Elimination Chamber that we have, which is more spot friendly, yeah, it's like, yeah, that draping DDT would not have gone over well, and Orton probably would have struggled to agree to do that.
Yeah.
So,
is this where Logan comes out?
Yes, and Kevin Owens preempts the entry, and he jumps in there. Yeah.
But while Owens is beating the living shit out of Logan Paul, we see on the pod wall what Logan Paul's been working on. It is a fat stick figure that says Kevin sucks.
Kevin who? That could be anybody. That could be any Kevin. You know, like,
and I hate how much I love this. I really fucking hate how much I was enjoying Logan Paul in this match.
Yeah, anybody who is named Kevin that was watching this pay-per-view, I'm sorry if Logan Paul offended you by saying that you suck.
Apparently you suck.
Yeah, apparently you suck, according to Logan Paul, who I guess is all-knowing. He knows everything. He is the champion of America. He knows it all, you know?
Can we talk about how on SmackDown the other week, Logan Paul told Kevin Owens, can you back up a little? You smell. And Kevin Owens says, I bathed in pride before I got here.
Yeah, why was Logan Paul like sticking his chewing gum on the bottom of a Prime bottle on his way to the ring?
Hey,
why was he doing that?
Logan Paul, but if I was that fan, I would have carefully brought that bottle home with me. I would have put that in a plastic bag and would have sold that shit on eBay.
No, I would have just asked Logan Paul to sign it first. You know,
sign the piece of gum.
No, sign the Prime bottle. Sign the Prime bottle. You know, and then sell it on eBay.
In a plastic bag, and if you ever see Logan Paul, have him sign it. Boom, $1 million.
Goodness, Lashley tosses Kevin Owens through one of the pods. He spears Logan Paul through one of the pods. Lashley looks like a freaking Tasmanian devil down under. Looks like just a freaking tornado in the middle of this ring. Just wreaking all
kinds. To Logan for taking that gnarly ass spear through the pod.
Yeah. Oh, it was so good. It was so good. Lashley goes for the full Nelson on LA Knight, who does a beautiful counter. I said it just for you. LA Knight does a really nice counter, and Drew, like, it's so seamless because LA Knight is countering as Drew is hitting Lashley with the Claymore. And I'm sure this made your morning so much better. Lashley was the first one eliminated. Lashley's gone. They're still not
accepted it at this point.
Still not doing
really just.
You know, I hear TNA is hiring. Anyway.
Yeah, TNA where Lashley held every single championship at the same time.
Yeah, remember that?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, so LA Knight now finally gets on a tear. He is hitting butt force trauma on Randy Orton. He hits butt force trauma on Drew McIntyre. The chamber door is open, by the way, and they're escorting Lashley out. So it's been open this entire time. Outruns AJ Styles with a steel chair, and beats the shit out of LA Knight with this thing. And he just hits him over and over again with this chair. The crowd hates AJ Styles for this.
I love AJ Styles.
I love AJ.
You're talking about?
Hey, AJ Styles is one of my favorites of all time, but this crowd in Australia hated him because
I marked the fuck out when I saw it.
I did too, because you know what this means? He hits a Styles Clash on LA Knight on the steel chair. Drew McIntyre picks up the scraps, eliminates LA Knight, and you know what this means? LA Knight and AJ Styles are going one-on-one at Mania. And I'm like, fuck yes! Give both these guys a big match. Like,
in all seriousness, the minute I saw Styles hit the ring, I'm like, this is perfect. This is probably the best way to get rid of LA Knight without, like, making him look bad.
Right. How much of a hater does AJ Styles have to be? The fact that he flies all the way to fucking Australia just to cost LA Knight a title match. Like
I said, I fucking love AJ Styles.
I love him too. But again, it's like, that is commitment to the grudge. Commitment to the grudge right there. I love it.
Love it.
AJ Styles, best wrestler on the planet. Too sweet, my friend. Please cut your hair sooner or later. Like, it's getting way too long.
Never.
It's getting way too fucking long. But anyway, so Kevin Owens now gets on a tear. Cannonball splashes, cradle suplex on Logan Paul, which is a move I always love. Owens swanton off the pod onto Randy Orton. Drew charges at Owens going for a Claymore. Pop a powerbomb on Drew. Owens with a stunner on Paul, and that's a great fucking sell. He's like selling it like he's getting shot by an airsoft shotgun. Randy Orton jumps over the pop-up powerbomb, just barely avoids it, again, just to avoid the bump back. RKO,
really good sequence here.
RKO out of nowhere on Owens, and surprisingly, Randy Orton pins Kevin Owens to eliminate him clean. So, I don't know what this means. Don't know what it means. But
yeah, I saw that, and I was like, you know what? It's okay. The minute I saw that, I also said, it clearly Logan and Owens are going to work at WrestleMania. I mean, this is why don't speak so soon. And I was like, it is what it is.
Yeah. So
Owens is not in a position right now to win a world title.
Yeah,
also,
neither.
I really wanted that. I'm going to give this match a knock for. I was expecting a gnarly ass RKO to Logan Paul, and we didn't get it.
Well, we sort of got that. Which is what we're getting to. I wasn't really all that concerned when I saw Logan Paul in the final three because he also is the U.S. champion. Not in a position to win the world title right now, and I don't think he will ever be in a position to win the world title. But
you're gonna hate me for saying this, man.
Go ahead.
Every single time I see Logan wrestle, I tolerate him just a little more.
Yeah,
a little tad bit more.
Just a little bit more.
Again, he made me laugh. He made me laugh in this match, and he took a gnarly ass spear from Lashley.
He did.
You cannot say he's not willing to get dirty. You cannot say.
Never said that. I just deplorable human being in real life, but
100%.
It's got to give the devil his props. You really do.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
every single time Logan wrestles, the more he blends in, and I don't look at him as just some celebrity scumbag.
Yeah. So Logan.
Logan. Quote Greg Morgan. I hate. Okay, Greg says he likes him. I'm not going to go that far, but just the same sentiment. I hate how much I tolerate Logan Paul right now.
Eating some crow really oh man, eating crow like nobody's business. So Logan Paul
buying Prime. Fuck you.
yeah, fuck Prime. Yeah, it's disgusting and it's overpriced. But Logan grabs his brass knuckles just like William Regal. It's like it's a patent for him at this point. He is posing with it, and the camera is just like dead set on Logan as he's posing, and he's ready to go, and he's ready to go punch somebody. RKO out of nowhere. And I'm like, fuck.
Love it.
Yes.
Fuck
Kevin Dunne. Fuck Kevin Dunne. This production is awesome. Randy Orton comes.
If Kevin Dunne produced this show, he would have been looking at Drew McIntyre's ass crack right now or something.
Yeah, he would have missed the RKO, and he would have just been looking at Drew's ass. So Orton hits an RKO out of nowhere, pins Logan Paul. Was there any doubt? Now it's down to Randy Orton and Drew. Again, just like the pandemic, it's like again, the roles are reversed here. Who would have thunk it? And Randy Orton is selling his back. Like, Drew sees a huge bullseye on it, and he's looking to capitalize. Randy Orton is looking to hit an RKO, and he's getting all fired up, and he's coiled up like this, like he's slithering like the snake he is. Logan Paul knocks Randy Orton clean like a whistle, and he's out cold. Drew McIntyre picks up the scraps, and Drew, the only Raw guy in the match, is challenging for the Raw title. Again, was there any doubt? That was interesting, though. Logan Paul going in there and knocking out Randy Orton, like...
Okay, I'm going to be that guy. When I saw that, I kind of went, well, I care more about the Kevin Owens-Logan story. I really just do. And look, I love Randy Orton to death. Been watching that guy since I was 8 years old. I like Kevin Owens more than I like Randy Orton, if I'm being perfectly honest. And I kind of want to see Owens win the U.S. title and, finish that arc. And now that I saw that, I was just like, oh, well, I guess Randy Orton and Logan Paul is cool too.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
could do it. Could do a triple threat too.
Because literally, as I was watching that match, I go like, okay, this is what we're after LA Knight got eliminated. I was like, okay, LA Knight, AJ Styles, Logan and Owens.
That match is gonna be
Orton,
awesome.
Sikoa.
I mean, I thought it was gonna like shot in the dark. I was thinking Randy Orton, Nick Aldis at WrestleMania, but
and that's something that can still happen. But again, you kind of introduce a story element now that you can't just ignore. But it does make me curious to tune in on SmackDown and see what's going to happen next.
Yeah.
Also, like I talked about, Drew McIntyre's Odyssey, he's back. He's back in the main event of WrestleMania. I am thrilled for him. Right now, it is billed as Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre for the World Heavyweight title. I don't think that's going to be the match, though.
Yeah. I'm going to feel really bad for Drew and Damian Priest cashes in during the match and Seth Rollins ends up retaining, but
I don't want to say what I think it's going to be, but we've seen McIntyre and Rollins before. I think this needs another element to it.
Well, we'll see. Well, I mean, ladies and gentlemen, that's where Sami Zayn's going. But anyway, this chamber match was much better than the women's chamber match, in my opinion. I enjoyed it more. I'm going 4 stars on it. I don't think this chamber match was as good as the men's chamber last year for the U.S. title. I thought that was one of my favorite chamber matches ever. I don't know if this match could have topped that.
Johnny Gargano was in it.
No, that's not fucking why. That's not fucking why.
Johnny
okay.
Gargano was in it. Or is it
no, it was because it was so fucking athletic and so fucking awesome. Like it was great. But anyway, final thoughts on this match.
Great. I loved all the different layers to this match. I like that we got basically 3 WrestleMania matches out of this, not just one. We got the World Heavyweight title set up. We got whatever they're going to do with Logan and Owens or Logan and Orton, whatever that trajectory is going, and LA Knight and AJ Styles. The only person that doesn't have a clear direction is Bobby Lashley, but you know what? I think we're going to get some 6-man war with him and the Street Profits versus, why do I always forget their name?
The Final Testament.
Thank you. I almost called them Final Destination. They're not a shitty series of movies. From
Final Fantasy. The Final Fantasy.
Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, give me a Philadelphia street fight, or hell, make it a ghetto fight, TNA style. You have Killer Cross and Bobby Lashley in there where you can win via pinfall or putting people through a table, Vince Russo style. Like Vince Russo's booking the show.
But yeah, this was great. I love
good.
That we have a very clear direction going into WrestleMania now. Because I feel like around this time, we're just like, what's so-and-so going to do? What's so-and-so going to do? No, we got okay, just by this pay-per-view alone, we got Becky Lynch and Rhea Ripley, which is confirmed. We kind of have a tease towards what Bianca Belair is going to do. We can know that the Judgment Day are going into the WrestleMania as the champions confirmed. McIntyre and Rollins for now. Whatever, like I said, whatever Owens and Logan and Orton are going to do, LA Knight and AJ Styles. And then, we have like a good 5 or 6 ideas of what we think is going to happen in Mania now.
We'll see. It's going to be fun. It's going to be really, really, really fun to see what happens next.
Oh,
so,
boy. Only 4 matches, and I'm already tired.
The last match that you see on this show, because I refuse to call it the main event right now, but regardless.
It's the main event.
It is, yeah. But here, let me just say what it is. Rhea Ripley defending the Women's World Championship against godforsaken Nia Jax. Okay, let me address this first. Those of you who have been following the ZNT Wrestling show for a while now, you know that I am not a big Nia Jax fan. I think she's... Well, neither of us are. She's not like most girls, but I think she's horrible. Like, I still resent her for injuring Kairi Sane on purpose. I still resent her for breaking Becky Lynch's face. You know, like...
Now, you can't say she did that on purpose, per se.
Well,
you can say she was being very careless.
She almost scared Kairi Sane out of the business and into retirement, so...
Oh, yeah, I'm not defending her. I'm just saying you can't say things that aren't true.
Right, yeah.
You know, if she was purposely like, I'm going to go out there and break this person's leg, then, she would never got a job back. But I understand she's not my favorite either. She is not. No. And I'm not going to go as far as other content creators and saying, oh, she's been so great since her return, because in my perfect world, I would really just prefer if Nia Jax didn't exist. I prefer she just wasn't in the WWE whatsoever. But you know what? We're stuck with her. And at least what she is doing here isn't fucking as dog shit as it was like in 2017.
Sure. And I liked that the crowd was chanting "my hole" at her when she missed a leg drop, which I did laugh at. That was really fucking funny. But anyway.
How did we get here? Basically, Nia Jax has been on a tear since she came back. She has defeated Raquel Rodriguez. She even defeated Becky Lynch. So she claimed a women's championship match here. Let's talk about the good before we have to basically... This match wasn't bad. We just don't like giving Nia Jax any sort of credit. But this match went on last, and this match was centered around the fact that Rhea Ripley has come home. She is back in Australia. Rhea Ripley is in her homeland. Don't say her hometown, because WWE had this really bad stigma over the years.
She's from South Australia. They were in West Australia.
I know. It's just stupid as they say that Kofi Kingston is from Ghana, West Africa. That's like if you said, I'm from California, United States. Doesn't make any sense.
He's like, man, I'm from Georgia. But anyway, let's not let this fact get lost on you guys. Nia Jax is extremely lucky to be employed right now, number one. And she is even more fortunate to have this golden ticket main eventing a pay-per-view. And let me say that the only reason that Nia Jax is main eventing a pay-per-view in 2024, there's only one reason, and that one reason is Rhea Ripley. Okay? That is the only reason why Nia Jax has a main event match on pay-per-view here. Rhea Ripley was so fucking over in her home country, guys.
Again, let me reiterate. In my perfect world, Nia Jax is not in the WWE. I am not a Nia Jax fan. I'm not even a Nia Jax supporter. I'm just saying she's here. We have to deal with it. It's not as bad as it could be. And I hate to say it, Nia Jax kind of does have an arc. She is a bully. She has embraced that. I feel like even behind the scenes,
because she hurts people. She hurts people.
I'm sure her and Triple H have talked backstage like, look, the crowd clearly does not like you. Let's lean into that. Let's not pretend that it's not there. Let's pretend. Don't pretend. Take the heat that you have and use it to your advantage. And I think Nia Jax has done a very good job of that. She's not trying to be anything that she is not. She kind of has. You're gonna hate me saying this. She kind of has that Drew McIntyre element to her.
No.
Listen.
Okay. All right.
Listen
fine.
To me.
Fine.
She goes out there. She pretends to have sympathy for the babyface, just to turn around and say, like Becky Lynch, I hope you win that Elimination Chamber, but you ain't facing Rhea Ripley, you're facing me. She knows that everybody loves Rhea Ripley, even though Rhea Ripley is technically a heel, but she's in her hometown.
Yes.
So she's playing the heel to the nth degree. We always say this in wrestling. Every Batman needs a Joker. Every Hogan needs a Piper. Every...
in this case...
Cena needs an Edge.
I don't want to glorify this match too much, but if Rhea Ripley is Hulk Hogan, Nia Jax was Andre the Giant here. That's basically sure. What you have here.
This was a good match. This was a good match. I can't say it was a bad match. I can't say it was a terrible match because I don't like Nia Jax. This was a good match. This was a lady hoss fight.
It was.
Get those a lot.
It was. I feel like I'm glad that it wasn't really the pattern Nia Jax match, because honestly, once you see the pattern of a Nia Jax match, like, you can't unsee it. Like, she goes in there, like, she goes in there, hits a few clotheslines, she screams a little, gloats a little to the crowd. She has to rest for a while, so she puts them in like a submission hold or a chin lock for a bit. The babyface makes a comeback, and one of two things happens at the end. Either the babyface gets a shocking upset, or Nia Jax just squashes all of our hopes and dreams and beats them with the Banzai drop. Like, you can't really unsee the pattern of a Nia Jax match. Like, but again,
you gotta at least give her some credit for changing the formula to her matches. And I'm not saying this was the greatest match in the world, but I had a lot of fun with this match. They had an announce table spot. This was the best match in Nia Jax's career. It really was.
You know, I don't know. When that match against
Nia Jax match, I'll wait.
The Becky Lynch match on day one.
I thought this was better than that.
You think so? Oh yeah. Man. Well, I mean, it also had
it was great because Rhea Ripley. Nia Jax is this technical masterpiece, and she's this technical mastermind in the ring. No, like, Rhea Ripley was really good. It takes two to tango, and this was good for what it was. This was good for what it was.
Yeah, but there were also spots where I couldn't help but notice that not only was Nia Jax very close to, like, hurting Rhea Ripley with some of her offense, but I was scared that this poor girl was going to hurt herself with some of the bumps she was taking over the top rope. Like, I'm scared you're going to rip your shoulder out of your socket. Like, be careful, please. You know?
Also, maybe you need to give credit to both of them that they're just really good at selling, too.
Like, yeah. I mean, that's also, like, Rhea Ripley's, like, one of the best women's wrestlers in the world, too. So that's not really saying a whole lot, you know?
She was the hometown girl here. She soaked up this. She soaked it all in. She drank it in, man.
Oh, yeah.
Like, she was the factoid babyface in this match.
Full-on babyface here. Like, Judgment Day was not at ringside. Rhea Ripley went down there all on her own. The crowd was so into her. She was, like, waving the Australian flag loud and proud. She goes in there.
From Adelaide. She's not from Perth. Australia is a continent.
Yeah, it's also a country. But she goes in there and she also,
Thank you. I'm not a geographical person.
Yeah, it's a continent and a country.
Named after guys and dolls.
Oh my god, you son of a bitch. Okay, that announce table spot was okay. I mean, I've seen better. Nia Jax.
It was good. You know, come on. It was good.
I've seen better.
It was good.
I've seen better.
It was good. So if you say a Nia Jax spot was good, does it make you a Nia Jax fan?
No.
It's okay to say it was good.
At least she didn't kill her with the Banzai drop like she almost killed Maxine Dupree on the house show. Actually, no, she did not kill Maxine Dupree. She didn't even hit her. It looks so fake, but anyway.
It was good. I'm not a Nia Jax fan.
Well, the superplex and the riptide at the end was awesome, and that was all the match was, really, for me. It was the feat of strength that Rhea Ripley is picking up Nia Jax for the superplex and the riptide. I mean, not as much air on the riptide as she usually gets, but was there any doubt? Rhea Ripley pins Nia Jax clean in the middle of the ring, thank God. And she's going on to defend against the Man at WrestleMania, Mommy versus the Man. I'm
going to give this 3.5 stars. It was a good lady hoss fight. I give both ladies a lot of credit in this match. Was it the greatest main event? No. We know why this match was here. This was for Rhea Ripley. This was Rhea Ripley's homecoming. This was the same treatment Zelina Vega got back at Backlash in Puerto Rico. Yeah. And I honestly saw nothing wrong with this match. Nia Jax is now out of the title picture. Again, Triple H knows he's not going to blindly push her like Vince. He knows he's playing towards her strengths. Again, like an Omos, for example. Play towards their strengths so you can cover up their flaws.
Yeah, at least.
Again, I am not a Nia Jax fan. I am not a Nia Jax defender. In my world, I prefer she just was not in the WWE. But here we are, and what we got.
I mean,
dog shit.
At least Omos doesn't hurt people, but the thing is, you said it takes two to tango, and like again, credit to Nia Jax for having a better than usual performance in this. Rhea Ripley worked her ass off in this. I can't go higher than 3 stars. I mean, this was as predictable as it comes. A lot of people might compare this to the female Hogan Andre. I think that's glorifying this match way too much.
I wouldn't go that far.
Yeah,
I go that far.
I got a bone to pick with birthday boy Corey Graves, by the way, when he said this could have main evented any pay-per-view on the calendar. I'm like, bull fucking shit. Fucking shit. There is only...
This is an Australia main event.
If this pay-per-view took place somewhere like Chicago, for example, Rhea Ripley and Nia Jax would have gone on in the middle of the card, probably would have gotten like 2/3 of the time they got here, which they got like 15 minutes to work a main event here, which is way longer for a Nia Jax match than she usually gets. But this...
If it makes you feel better, this match still didn't come close to like Bad Bunny and Damian Priest.
No. If this match took place in France, like...
No.
Yeah. At least Bad Bunny and Damian Priest would have been a, solid enough main event for Backlash. But when you have Cody Rhodes and Brock Lesnar on that same card, it's hard to kind of overtake them for the first time ever.
Bunny was better than that match.
It was. Yeah, absolutely. But
anywho, all roadblocks are out of the way now. We are full steam ahead to WrestleMania. I am so excited. I cannot believe it's been almost a year since we were in attendance at WrestleMania. Trust me, I wished I was going to hop on a plane to go to Philly, but I am still as excited as ever to be sitting at home watching the greatest spectacle of my childhood, my favorite tradition every year. It's WrestleMania time. I'm pumped. Let's go on the road to WrestleMania. If you want us to review some classic WrestleManias, please let us know. We could probably get Greg Morgan involved in those. Next up is AEW Revolution, which I didn't realize was next weekend. That is a good show.
Sting's last match. It better be a good show. But so in terms of Elimination Chamber, I'm gonna go 7.25 out of 10. I don't want to.
We're giving it a 7.5. It was a solid card.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was a solid enough card with one of the better Nia Jax matches you're going to see out of her. Not too much to complain about, pretty predictable card, all things considered. But again, just because a show is predictable does not make it bad, people.
No.
It does not make it bad. It doesn't, maybe it makes things a little bit anticlimactic, and maybe it's not worth it to wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning on the Pacific West Coast to watch a predictable show. But at least WWE is doing shit right now. So
exactly. Again, Triple H is firing on all cylinders with these pay-per-views. I can't remember a bad pay-per-view. Those stupid Wrestling Observer Awards came out, and they said that Fastlane and Crown Jewel were the worst shows of the year. If those are what you consider the worst shows of the year,
well, those awards are bullshit. Those awards are bullshit because that's the same. Those are the same awards that called WWE the best promotion, and they also named Triple H the best booker. So
yeah. But also WWE shows were the worst of the year. Again, I'm just saying, if you think Fastlane and Crown Jewel were the worst of the year, then WWE can be doing a lot worse right now. This isn't Extreme Rules 2022 per se.
Yeah.
2021. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're getting.
This isn't
massively spoiled.
Stomping grounds in 2019.
Forgot about that fucking show. But anyway, Elimination Chamber, really fun time. I don't know when the next time WWE is going to go back to Australia, but I mean, waking up at 2 o'clock in the morning is a very different experience, I'm sure, for a lot of you. I slept like a baby through this pay-per-view live, so yeah.
I can't wait to see what time I got to get up to watch a pay-per-view in France.
That'll be fun. Well, no, France is probably going to be closer to like London time, so we'll probably be watching that show around noon, 1 o'clock. So
perfect.
Yeah,
good.
That's good. Yeah, so hit that subscribe button if you want to keep up to date. The road to WrestleMania is upon us. We've got a Revolution review coming out. Retrospective wise, 2005, we're almost done talking about that year in WWE. We got No Mercy on the docket, which seems like a really bad show on paper, but
we got Taboo Tuesday, which is not that much better, but there's still a couple of good matches on that card.
Please say the title of the pay-per-view and the style of Edge.
How did Edge say it?
Taboo Tuesday!
Oh, that's right, he did.
Taboo Tuesday! You know.
And I'm just going to leave off on this pay-per-view by saying, why wasn't Chelsea Green on the show?
Chelsea Green. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. That was a random way to end it, but yeah, take care, guys.